Hi everyone, we're going to take a look at ADA, Cardano today, but let's first talk about the context in the market. So ADA and a lot of other cryptocurrencies were looking to base out with Bitcoin at around 80 to 81k, which for Bitcoin was local support all the way back down to December and November. Back in November, late November and December on the back of Bitcoin's initial markdown from all-time highs. Now, what we saw investors looking to try and take positions as Bitcoin approached that support level, and we know this was happening because Bitcoin dominance was starting to come down, which is good, and it shows money flowing into altcoins. But unfortunately, because Bitcoin lost 81k quite promptly over the weekend, then all other altcoins, well, most of the altcoins, including ADA, are now starting to lose key support and moving down to lower support. Now, so that's the situation in the market. Now, Bitcoin is now at 74k, which is a significant support area before 74 and 69k. So we could see a bounce at these lower levels. Now, this has, for ADA, been the bouncing off point really for the start of the bull run in 2023. And we haven't been down at this level at 2388 since then, and this level, which we were looking for a long position from, which didn't get confirmed, has been the base for a lot of bullish momentum, and of course that's now been lost. Now you could see to yourself, okay, so let's put a short trade on, let's do a short trade because we know the market's bearish. Well, the issue is, of course, with that, first, we don't have a particularly good risk reward ratio if we put our stop loss in the right position, and also if the market does reverse now, Bitcoin is at support. 74k is much better defined support than we've seen over the last couple of weeks for Bitcoin. What you could see is ultimately a bear trap here, and ADA could come all the way up and invalidate that premise. So even though the market is quite bearish, because Bitcoin is approaching support, we really just want to be looking for long entries, little kind of in and out sort of plays. And because ADA has not arrived at this level here, lower level around 2394 since October, we're going to have a lot of resting liquidity there looking to capture those lower prices. Because if you do just look, this is pretty much the bottom for ADA, short of a few of these, and that's where I'm going to put my stop loss. So there we go. So the situation for ADA is, of course, just a waiting game. Now, you have to presume we are going to come back down here. Bitcoin could come a bit lower to 69k. That could happen, and we haven't yet had a reversal pattern. So we have to presume the bearish narrative is going to continue. So we're looking for a long position here just to take profits, maybe either here at 3160 or here at 4114 if Bitcoin makes a stronger move. And of course, we are approaching oversold conditions. It is a waiting game, of course, and the reality is that we're not going to be looking to enter ADA here for one of these huge pumps because the market just isn't there yet. But if Bitcoin does start to reverse at approaching 69k or around the area between 74 and 69k, then we could see a move up from here. But until we have bullish confirmation, we need to be a little bit more modest and conservative with our TPs. So it would be either it'll be a buy here at 2415, 2394, that sort of area, or take profits here at resistance. That would be a solid play, or look to TP2, the double bottom neckline, for that confirmation confirmation that the bears are still in control, because you might expect the price action to come back up to this neckline at 4177 before heading down as well. So a couple of potential options for ADA, but it is a waiting game for this lower support, and then you should have oversold conditions when we arrive there. And then if Bitcoin has dipped a bit lower, which of course will push ADA down, you're going to have nice confluence with Bitcoin at quite low and quite deep levels, which increases the probability of a reversal from there, and then you can decide whether to take profits here or here depending on your risk tolerance. But that's ADA.